Have you ever watched a prosecutor walk into court carrying someone else's disaster and then act shocked when it explodes in his hands? Because that's exactly what happened when Advocate Baloyi tried to cross-examine General Lishabani, armed with nothing but Gininda's collapsing storyline and a prayer. He opened with that conflict of interest jab, as if the court forgot who's been manufacturing conflicts like a side hustle. Not Lishabani, not the defense, but the investigator who keeps rewriting his own script, and the prosecutor trying to duct tape those rewrites into something that looks like evidence. Then Baloyi threw his big punch. Did you only make your statement after Zungu testified? He expected panic, hesitation, and a witness who would fold. Instead, he got a man who basically said, "I don't work for Gininda's fiction department." And then, the moment that turned the courtroom into a furnace, Lishabani calmly reminded him of the DPP office meeting, the one where Baloyi and Gininda tried to guide him into rewriting what Zungu told him. 4 times. 4 attempts to turn a rumour into a version. 4 failures. By the time Baloyi suggested they go drink tea, the only thing brewing was the realization that the state's case is held together with wishful thinking and stationary glue. Go ahead and watch this clip. It's the only time you'll see Baloyi's confidence evaporate faster than the state's version.
General, you had submitted a statement that we have just referred to in this matter, Exhibit ZZZ in brackets 11. Is that correct?
Yes.
In a statement there, there's a bespretage ukhombisa sonake ZZZ 11. Yebo.
And on your own evidence, you were the leader of the investigating team whilst you were still the Deputy Provincial Commissioner between March 2015 and April 2016.
Yes, I was supervising the team, my lord.
Ngobufakazi bakho ke uyasho ke ukuthi ke wena ke wawuhola uphenyo ke ngesikhathi ke wawuse uDeputy Provincial Commissioner phakathi kuka March 2015
The one
okay. No April ka 2016 yebo mina ke engangibheke ithimba lelo.
And the one who was running with the case was Brigadier Modise.
Umuntu ke owayehamba nalo ke icala kwaku Brigadier Modise
And Brigadier Ndlovu.
no Brigadier Ndlovu.
I was only in charge.
Mina nje owayeyinhloko.
But fact of the matter is you knew that you were supervising this case and therefore possibly a potential witness.
I don't want to agree with you because if I'm a witness, if I'm remember when I left the province, I was not a potential witness.
Okay.
How can I be a potential witness if I know nothing about the case?
Kodwa ke ngaleso sikhathi leso ke nathi umuntu ke okuyena ke manje owayinhloko ke yake ithimba ke wawazi ke ukuthi ke usungaba uyena ke ufakazi cha angivumelani nawe uzokhumbula ke ukuthi manje ke iprovince ngangisengishiyile ke noma ngiphumile kuyona kungenzeka kanjani ukuthi manje sengingaba ufakazi uma ngazi lutho.
But be that as it may, General, do you agree that in your statement of the 5th of October 2023, you don't level any criticism against Constable Zungu?
Remember that when I came to your office, that statement of Zungu, you never gave it to me.
Uyavuma ke ukuthi lana ku statement sakho akukho la ogxeka khona ke uConstable Zungu.
And you are
futhi ke ngesikhathi engangize kuwena ehhovisi lakho ke akukho la khona owanginikeza khona istatement esika Zungu.
And that's why I never had any problem because I told you that what Zungu said was told by Gwabini.
Ingakho ke ngangingenayo inkinga ngoba ngakutshela ukuthi uZungu wangitshela ukuthi watshelwa uGwabeni.
My brigadier, my advocate, you remember, you asked me 4 times about the same question. You would think this statement, the court will accept it.
Uzokhumbula ke advocate wami ukuthi ke wangibuza amahlandla amane ukuthi ucabanga ukuthi inkantolo izosamukela yini le statement sakho.
And I'm trying to answer in full for the court. And it's where Brigadier Ginda said, unless if you say you had it from Zungu, not Gwabini, I refused.
Ilapho ke ngizama ukuthi ke ngiphendule ngokuphelele ngoba ke uBrigadier Ginda wasebuza ke ukuthi ngaphandle kokuthi ke usho ukuthi ke lokho kuphuma ke kuZungu hayi ukuthi ke kuphuma kuGwabeni yilapho ke enganqaba khona.
That's where myself and yourself and Brigadier Ginda we differed, and it's where I left it there. I went out. You even said, can you come and we have a tea?
Just come down, General. I want to interpret
Yeah,
what you said.
oh, sorry.
Ilapho ke esahlukana khona mina nawe kanye naye ke uGinda futhi ke kukhona ke nje ukuthi ke ukungazwisisani phakathi kwethu. We went to direct it.
He said when I went out, he said we can go and get together. I said no.
Uma sesiphuma ke wathi ngahamba ke siyophuza itiye ndawonye ngathi cha.
My Lord, I want to finish to say, the fact that our advocate was having a certificate, I'm a statement of Zungu. He never discussed that with me. And then really, it was a problem to me because of now. By that time, I only talked about statement, the Wabini, where he told Zungu, and nothing else. So how can I be angry with Zungu by that time? He was not my enemy.
But General,
So, my Lord, I want to interpret, but the General is really not being helpful.
Okay, I will.
A lot is being said at once.
Okay, I will. Now, I heard it, my Lord.
Can you repeat it just bit by bit, please?
Okay, I said to my Lord, the time I was with Advocate Baloi and Kininda
Ngesikhathi engangino advocate Baloyi kanye no Brigadier Ginda,
during consultation,
ngesikhathi ke siconsulta.
remember that they took my statement at Kempton Park.
Uzokhumbula ukuthi statement sami basithatha eKempton Park.
Later on, I was called to go to Advocate Baloi's office.
Kamuva ke ngase ngifonelwa ukuthi angiye office ka advocate Baloyi.
When I arrived there,
Mangifika khona lapho.
they take my statement.
Basithatha istatement sami.
They said this statement is not helping.
Bathi ke asisizi lesi statement lesi.
And then-
General, sorry, we ask you a very simple question. When you deposed to this statement, on your own version, you had already listened to the clips and watched portions of Constable Sizwe Zungu's evidence. Is that correct?
Sikubuze nje umbuzo olula kakhulu ke General ukuthi ke ngesikhathi unikeza ngalesi statement lesi wawusele ubukeleke ubufakazi noma ke ingxenye zobufakazi buka Constable Sizwe Zungu.
No, it's not what you said. You said I was not having some problems with Zungu. By that time I was there.
Akusibona ke okushilo lokho uthe ngangenazo ke inkinga noZungu ngesikhathi engangise office lakho.
General, we are going to repeat the question. At the time when you deposed to this statement on the 5th of October 2023, you already watched certain portions of the evidence of Constable Sizwe Zungu, amongst others, the clip wherein he says he was at the hostel. Is that correct?
Umbuzo sizowuphinda ke ukuthi ke ngesikhathi wenza istatement lesi General wawuse ubukeleke ingxenye zobufakazi bakhe uConstable Sizwe Zungu ikakhulukazi la athi khona ke wayese hostel.
Is that correct?
It is correct, my Lord, but I want to say that even if you can say many things, as long as myself I speak to what I was told by Zungu.
Yebo kuyiqiniso ngosenkantolo noma ke angasho izinto eziningi kodwa mina ke nje engishoyo ke ukuthi ke ngikhuluma lokho okwashiwo uZungu.
I don't worry about what you were saying, Lord, because of why I know that this man was forced to implicate me.
Anginayo ke noma ke akungihluphi ke ukuthi kuphi ke akusho noma wathini ke ngoba ke lo muntu waphoqwa ukuthi ke akangifake ecaleni.
I stick to my statement.
Ngimile ke kuloku okukwi statement sami.
It's not an objection, per se. Well, this is a tit for tat situation. I've got no problem with it, my lord. But isn't the state, by inference, saying that this witness should have penned his statement on the basis of what he heard being said by Constable Zungu here at court? In other words, this witness, after having listened to what Constable Zungu said here at court, he should have then penned his statement on what Zungu was saying here at court, not what he knows as having been an interaction between him and Constable Zungu. That's just my clarification. As I've said, it's not an objection.
Look, can the witness answer the question? I think he's already answered that at the time when he deposed to the affidavit, he had already watched portions of the statement of the evidence of Constable Zungu. That is your evidence, General. is it?
Yes.
Ubufakazi bakho-ke lobo general ukuthi-ke ngesikhathi wenza istatement lesi sakho-ke kuney'ngxenye zobufakazi bakhe uZungu wawuse uyibonile noma-ke uyibhekile ku-TV. Yebo.
Yes, but do you agree, General, that in your statement, there's nowhere where you level any criticism against the against Constable Zungu?
Yes, my lord. As I'm saying, whatever he says in court, when I'm writing statement under oath, I must write exactly what happened for the court's information. I cannot be influenced by a constable who has been influenced to write a false statement, my lord. And even yourself, Advocate Balui, I told you that's why we're not in good terms right in that consultation room.
Yebo-ke kukanjalo kodwa-ke mina-ke bangibhala istatement ngabhala lokhu okwenzeka-ke, hhayi-ke ukuthi-ke ngibhaleke uconstable akushoyo-ke lana enkantolo noma-ke ngiholwe yilokho ukuthi-ke yini-ke ayitshele ukuthi-ke ayibhale ngami. Ingakho-ke nami nawe singazange sibe nokuzwana-ke ngaleliya langa ehhovisi lakho.
I stick to my statement.
Mile-ke kusona istatement sami.
And just when you think the chaos is over, the prosecution finds a way to make it worse. Because here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. Every time Gininda's investigation coughs up another contradiction, Baloyi walks into court like a man trying to convince the judge that the smoke you're seeing is actually just steam. But today, the steam turned into a 5-alarm blaze. Leshabane didn't just stand firm, he exposed the entire choreography behind the scenes. The DPP office meeting, repeated guidance, 4 attempts to get him to rewrite what Zungu told him, and pressure to align with a version that only exists in Gininda's head. And the best part, he didn't raise his voice, flinch or wobble, but calmly dismantled the storyline the state has been dragging around like a broken shopping trolley. This isn't a witness going rogue, but a witness refusing to be recruited into Gininda's creative writing project. And Baloyi's courtroom performance art. And the prosecution knows it. You can see it in the way the questions get softer, the tone gets thinner, and the tea break suddenly becomes the emergency exit. Because once a witness exposes the coaching, the pressure, the attempted version fixing, the entire narrative collapses under its own weight. And that's exactly what you're watching happen. Now watch how the rest of this cross-examination turns into a slow-motion car crash the prosecution can't look away from. If you're still here after that cross-examination meltdown, you already know what time it is. This isn't just a case anymore. It's a crime scene of contradictions. And every episode exposes another crack in the story Gininda and Baloyi keep trying to resuscitate. So if you want the truth without the sugarcoating, the commentary without the fear, and the courtroom breakdowns that actually name the people responsible, then don't just watch from the sidelines. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next collapse. Hit like so this episode gets pushed to every viewer who still thinks the state has a functioning version. And drop your thoughts in the comments, because the more this community dissects these contradictions, the harder it becomes for anyone to bury them. This case isn't slowing down, it's detonating in real time, and we're going to break down every explosion, one courtroom disaster at a time. Stay locked in. The next revelation is already loading. I'm Skybridge. Goodbye.